Thank you so much for being willing to participate in God's work in Alpharetta. God has brought us along an amazing road, and some of you have been there from the very beginning. We can't thank you enough for your support, for your prayers, and for your participation in this ministry. Thank you for not stopping now. We need you now more than ever. We are about to embark on a journey to make 30,000 phone calls in the Alpharetta area. But you've clicked on this link so that you would understand a little bit further about how to make the phone calls. So let me explain that. You'll have some stuff right in front of you when you're making the calls. 3 very important items. The first one is your call script. You got to have your call script with you. Dave Barba calls this a word track. I don't care what you call it as long as you call. The call script is going to give you all of the information that you need to say when you're on the phone. It has been refined over the years, and so the words that you say on this call script are very important. The way that you express these things are important. Each word is important, and I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. You'll also have a second thing in your stack of stuff, an FAQ. What is that? That's a frequently asked question sheet. Any questions that they may have about the church. Where is it located? What's the church's name? What is the address at which we're meeting? What is the mailing address? What is our email address? What's our website address? All that information is right on there. If you don't know the answer to something, chances are it's right on that FAQ sheet. If it's not on there, of course, you can contact us and we'll be able to get you that information. Then the third thing you're going to have in your stack of stuff is your call list. These are your leads. Now, if you're participating with us, you've probably already contacted me by email, and there's quite a few links on this website, and so that you can do that. These leads are leads that we have purchased. They are paid for, and so we have spent God's money to pay for each one of these names and phone numbers on this list. And when you call me and say, "Hey, Steph, I want to call for you. I want to participate in this work," I'm going to send you some of these leads that we've paid for, and just commit them to your care. Commit them to you to call them, and for you to report back to me and explain to me what happened on each one of those calls. So I'm going to send you the call list. Now, let me give you an example of how one of these calls is going to work. When we call, we're going to be calling on Sundays through Thursdays from 5 to 8:30 at night. 5 to 8:30 at night. You say, why are we doing it that time? That's a time-tested, time-proven method. Those are the days in which people are most likely going to be home. We don't call on Friday nights. Why? Well, there's nobody there. We're only going to call when the people are going to be there. And so we're going to call from 5 to 8:30 Sunday through Thursday. And then we're also going to call on Saturdays from 10 to 12:30. So we're going to be calling during those specified times, trying to connect with these people. So you sit down, you have your 3 pieces of paper in your stack of stuff. You're calling during the specified times. What's the very next thing that you're going to do? You're going to pray. The Bible tells us, Jesus tells us in John 15, that apart from Him, we can do nothing. Nothing. The kind of results that we would get apart from prayer are not the ones that we want. We want the results that happen as a result of God's power. We want Him to be participating in this work, and we looking to see His fruit and the way that He produces things through us. And so we have to pray. The success of this ministry depends on our dependence on God. So pray that God would provide the increase. Then you'll sit down, you'll sit at your phone, you'll sit with a desk right there in front of you, and you're going to call for about 50 minutes. And if you're calling with a team, that's an even better way to do that. You get a lot of camaraderie with this. It's a great opportunity to build relationships. It's a great opportunity just to have fun. So call for 50 minutes and then take a 10-minute break and spend some time explaining to your comrades what happened on the phone, the weird things that you heard, or the successes that you had, all of those things. It adds to the whole experience, making it a much more fun time. So you're going to call for 50 minutes. I explain to you what times you're going to call. What are you going to do? Okay, here's what's going to happen. You got that call list in front of you. You find the first number on the call list, and you make sure that you recognize their name. You may be able to use their name. If it's a name that's unfamiliar, don't use it. If it's a name that is familiar, then you may want to add that in, pepper it in during the phone conversation. You take your FAQ sheet, you're going to put that to the side. You take your call script, and you're going to put that right in front of you, and you're going to follow right down the list on what it says. And so you pick up the phone, and you dial the number, 770-866-5399. Hi, this is Seth Catino with the new Alpharetta Independent Baptist Church, opening in Alpharetta in April. Before we open, we're calling some of our neighbors to see if we can ask 2 quick questions that would help us. Would that be okay? Now, notice I'm following the word track. I'm not making things up. I'm not ad-libbing. Why? Well, because each word has been built in here for its importance. Each word has been proven to be helpful in the phone conversation. So let's continue on. This person, let's say this person is interested in continuing on. And so I asked that first question. The first question is, are you actively involved in one of the local churches at this time? Then they answer yes. Fine, well, we're not trying to take anyone out of a good church, but what we are doing is mailing out some information to the folks in our community to tell them about some of the programs we have available for all ages. Could we send that to you just to keep you updated on our progress? Now, notice a couple things when I'm making this phone call. First of all, I use that word if. When I say, would it be okay if we asked you some questions? I didn't act like the professional callers when they get on the phone and they start talking. They say, I'm going to ask you the questions, and they kind of just put that guy right underneath their thumb and strong arm the conversation. It's not what we're doing. We're not professional callers. We're very low key. We're saying, would it be okay if I asked you these questions? And then, of course, I say 2 quick questions. I didn't say I have a survey for you to take. I didn't say I have a whole list of questions. I have 2 quick questions that I want to ask you. And when I say that I'm going to ask those questions, I'm saying that those 3 words that are so important, that would help us. Now, if they can participate in helping us, then we've gotten 1 foot in the door. They're interested in participating in this particular thing. They're actually doing something. They're helping us. And then, of course, I ask, would it be okay? I'm not trying to strong-arm them. I'm very low-key. Dave Barba says that the very best callers are the ones that are the low-key callers, the 80-year-olds and the 10-year-olds that are getting on the phone, and they're low-key. They're not the professional callers. They're not pushy. They get on the phone, and they have a very low-key conversation. So this person said yes. What do I do? Well, let me just, let's see here. It's on number 1, right on your call script. It says, take the name and address, and here's what you ask. Is this the residence? And you ask the address that's right there. And if it's correct, you verify the address and say, thank you so much for your time. We'll get this in the mail right away. Have a great day. It's as easy as that. And so this person, they said yes. They wanted to be added to the mailing list. And so, of course, on your call list, you're going to check that yes box. Okay? So you check this yes box. And for those people that have said yes, that even though they are involved in a local church, yes, they want to be added to our mailing list, then those people are going to be right there on your call list, and the information that I need is right there on the list as well, and you would send that back to Seth Catino, pastor at alpharettachurch.com. Now, what if they answer no? They're not involved in a local church. Well, that's fine too. Here's what they say. Let's see that example. What if they answer no? Oh, well, I appreciate your honesty. One of the things that we would like to do, if it would be okay, is mail out some information to the people in our community to tell them about some of the programs that we have available for all ages. Could we send that to you just to keep you updated about our progress? And then that person says yes, and they also get added to our mailing list. And so what are we asking? We're asking if you're involved in a local church. If you're involved in a local church, or if you're not involved in a local church, we're hoping that we'll get them to say yes to being added to our mailing list. Now, you may get some of those people that say, no, I don't want to be on the mailing list at all. And so what we're going to want to do is check the no box. And that means I'm not going to call them again. I'm not going to pester them. I'm not going to send them anything in the mail. Because I'm dealing with the Lord's money. I want to make sure I'm a good steward of God's money. And so if they say no, you'll want to record that on there. If you didn't get a contact with that person, then you, of course, will want to record that on there as well. So regardless of what we're doing, we're trying to find out whether or not people are connected with the local church. We're trying to get them added to our mailing list so that we can keep them up to date about what's going on. Thank you again. Thank you so much for participating with us, for all of your hard work that you're about to do. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact me by email, pastor@alpharettachurch.com, or by the phone, 770-265-3292. I am praying for you that God would work in your heart just as much as He would work in the hearts of the people of Alpharetta, because we are all jointly participating in the work of the gospel right now.